Okay, so we should now start. Let me just do this. Okay, so I'm so red again. Sounds good. Okay, guys, so let me just start this live as well. Okay, start the live, and this was the breakdown session, so let me as well record this. Okay, so now everything should be ready. This is ciao bye, and it should go there. Okay, perfect. So I have now everything I need. I have both chats, I have the lives, I have everything we need right here. So perfect. Okay. So guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I sent the live link directly in the Discord, but as well, let me just send it directly as well on Instagram. So let me just copy the link I just sent you exactly right here, and we're gonna copy and paste it directly on Instagram too. So bam, story, and let's take a quick picture that we are now live. I'm a bit lost. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, perfect. So bam. Okay, perfect. So we're now live for the free weekly outlook. Okay, and we're gonna post the link to bam. Watch now. Nice. Okay, perfect. We put a little music. Okay, perfect. We like that. Quickly on For Traders YouTube channel. Okay, perfect, guys. Bam. Okay, nice. So guys, I hope everyone is doing well. Like I was explaining, let's wait for the story to upload, and then we're gonna start with the weekly outlook. So like usually, we're gonna do our major pairs. Let me as well add the watermark right here, so for everyone that is on TikTok, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Let me move as well my levels, so as well now you can see everything. So let me just confirm that the story has been posted, and that's right, everything is now good. And that means as well that the live stream should be on. So yeah, the live stream is now on as well on TikTok, and everything is going well. So perfect. Okay guys, so we're gonna start by analyzing our major pairs. So like we said, Euro USD, GBP USD, USD GPY, GP GPY, etc. So we're gonna start by analyzing the major pairs first, and then we're gonna as well analyze some indices, as you can see right here, and gold if we have time. But this live stream is most likely focused on major pairs for Forex and as well some indices and gold. Some people as well like me to like analyze Bitcoin or crypto. We can do that too, but again, I'm more specialized on Forex. So let's start right now. Let's see if everything is right, and it's right. Perfect. So first things first, let's start with Euro USD. So Euro USD, what's going on? We had a POY mitigation, as you can see exactly right here on Euro USD. So this was a POY that was forecasted on the previous week's live stream. So remember, the previous week on Sunday, this time we did a weekly outlook, and we were somewhere around right here. So I forecasted the POIs that we had there, and this week we tapped into this 1 hour POI, as you can see, and we're having an amazing reaction. So what's going on here? First of all, as you can see, we tapped into the POI, and the take profit final for this trade is at this hourly low right here. So as you can see, looks like the trade already reached the hourly low, but in this case, if we zoom in a little bit, let's verify if it did. So yeah, looks like it already completely tapped into the hourly low. Let me just put a straight line so we can see. But yeah, it tapped into the hourly low, as you can see exactly right here. So what does that mean? This means that this trade is already gone. Why? It's because when we reach our final take profit without even tapping us in, the trade is gone. Some people caught this trade from an extreme point right here. They hit already final take profit like this for around like what, a 1-to-5, 1-to-6 risk trade ratio. This trade was not according to the strategy. I'm gonna explain you why this trade is not according to a strategy in a few seconds, because this trade is not according to a strategy for one simple thing. It is that there was no change of character here. If you consider that this is a change of character right here, you're wrong. Why you're wrong? It's because the last break to the upside happened here. So what does that mean? As this is the last break to the upside and it happened exactly right here, the low connected to the previous high that has been broken is this one right here, not this one. So what does that mean? It means that this is the low that we're actually waiting to break. And in this case, the low that we're waiting to break is the same one as the hourly low that we're waiting for a high and a final take profit. So what does that mean? It means that the trade is not really valid, because if we reach the final take profit without us, that means the trade is gone. So in this case, this means that the people who got this entry right here and flew to the downside, they had the wrong change of character, and this can completely break you, because on USD CHF something really happened, something really like similar happened, and in this case it was a loss. So this was just a pure luck trade. If you caught this right here, this trade for 1-to-6, or it was really pure luck, because at the end of the day it was not a valid trade according to the strategy. So now the only thing that we can do is wait for the POIs above. We already reached this low, the trade already like came back, swept the liquidity, so the only thing we can wait now is wait for the POIs above exactly right here. So this is what we're gonna do. Right here as well, we have a lot of inducement again. So right here we have a lot of liquidity right here again. So this is some inducement, bam, bam, next to the POI. So it's pretty sure that price will continue to push to the upside, sweep the liquidity, because the extreme POIs are above. So as you can see, this is your range and the extreme POIs are above, so there is a lot of inducement here. So it's most likely that price will continue to push to the upside, but the POI that was right here, price already reacted from it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we're gonna expect for next week. Someone said the stock market is closed. I know, I'm not trading right now. I'm doing the weekly outlook. So that means that I'm forecasting for the previous week when market is going to open. So on Monday. Okay. So yeah, that for Euro USD, except for that, overall we have this bearish range. As you can see exactly right here, we have this high, this low. The last break of structure downside happened exactly right here. So it happened exactly right here. We took our fib, but this is the exact same thing that we had on the previous week. So nothing changed. Even on the previous week, we had the same POIs, etc. So Euro USD, nothing really changed. So let's see if we have some questions. So everyone is saying hello. So hey guys, I hope you're doing all well. And we have a question on, you trade ICT or pure SMC? For ICT concepts, SMC concepts, they're really similar. I consider that I trade SMC, but even the SMC concept that I'm using, like everyone is having different approach to SMC. It's the same concepts, like the fair value gap is the same. The POIs can differ from one person to another. How to identify liquidity should be the same, like, you know, but ICT, there's more things, like for example, displacements, like inverse fair value gap, stuff like that. I'm not using it. You know, I'm just really focusing on the basic of SMC. So basically what I'm doing is I'm focusing on structure, the Fibonacci premium and discount level. I'm focusing on the points of interest that some people call as well order blocks. And I as well focus on change of characters and break of structures, and that's it. I'm entering based on that. That's it. I'm not having like crazy rules about displacement, about inverse fair value gaps, about like inverse order blocks, something like that. I don't have any of that. I don't have SMT, divergences. I don't use that. I just use really, really simple SMC concepts, and that's it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, is there a giveaway today? Yeah, guys, there's gonna be a giveaway every single time. Basically, I'm streaming on For Traders YouTube channel. We're gonna do a giveaway, so this makes it a giveaway as well. So okay, let's continue now. Let's see if we have any questions on TikTok, but I don't think so. Okay, so let's move on onto GBP USD, guys. So GBP USD, what's going on? So we have a lot of POIs. Like, if you see, that's crazy. The amount of POIs we have is crazy. And some people said you have too much POIs, you should eliminate some of them because some of them will be traps. And I agree with it, but you never know in advance which one of those POIs will react and which one of those POIs will not react. So I cannot just guess that this POI won't react and eliminate it because I think that's the issue here. I think that it won't react, right? That's why you'd have all your POIs that are according to your rules and you wait for your confirmation. Of course, I'm not going to enter here and then I'm going to enter here and 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 here without any confirmation. I don't want to have 10 losses in a row for no valid reasons. But of course, if price comes here, creates my 15-minute break to the downside, I'm going to enter. If it fails, okay. Here, and let's say it doesn't create my confirmation, I'm skipping it. Here doesn't create my confirmation, I'm skipping it. Here it creates my confirmation, I'm entering. That's the point. Because I'm not gonna enter here and here and here just because it's fun. I have rules, and that's what strategy and trading is about, rules. So it doesn't matter that I have a lot of POIs right here. It doesn't mean that they're all gonna work out, it's true, but we never know in advance which one will work out and which one will not work out. Because again, in the beginning of my trading career, and a lot of people as well are experiencing this today, is that they're filtering trades based on what they think will happen, and that's just wrong. Why? It's because you will never know in advance which POI will react. Even if it's an A+ setup, it doesn't mean that your A+ setup will win and your, let's say, B setup will fail. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you manage your risk. But if you filter trades without rules and you just skip trades because you think that they will fail, you will completely screw up your results, because in your backtesting, you're not basically skipping trades because you feel like this trade won't work, right? You take all the trades and you see the data, so you want to replicate that exact same data into your own trading in the live market. If not, your backtesting means nothing, and that's not what we want to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So guys, that's why on GBP USD we have a lot of POIs exactly right here. The ranges, if you're looking at the ranges, what's going on? So right here we have a break to the downside. Here we have two pullbacks. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, here we have two pullbacks. During the week we pushed down. On the previous week we were something right here. Those two pullbacks were pretty aggressive. It was pretty aggressive. However, now that I'm looking at it, it can have been considered as some new structure, but it's still pretty aggressive. So maybe the POIs above here are now really old. That's true that they're now pretty old, so we can remove those ones above, but this still makes sense, okay? And if we consider this little small structure right here, actually we are already now reversing to be bullish, but it's so small, the structure is so small that it's really not 100% sure. This can just be a pullback into the 50% before pushing down again. So that's why you really need to be careful right here, okay? So in this case, technically, it would make sense to look for some internal buys until the plays that we're pushing to the upside and we reach the 50% and the POIs above right here. But even if you're looking for internal trades, there's nothing to do according to my strategy. On the 4 hour, everything has been mitigated. not 4 hour, but yeah, I mean 4 hour too, everything has been mitigated right here. And on the 1 hour, we don't have any POIs or anything either. So yeah, it does look like we got a little break of structure to the upside exactly right here. Extreme POI entry exactly right here. That price is now pushing to the upside and it's reaching the highs. But there was some internal trades that could have working out, because again, if you're looking at the 4 hour right here, we do have small pullbacks here that technically you can consider, but it's true that it's really small. So same thing, the structure is not 100% clear here. It can be bearish, but at the same time it's like getting bullish, so you don't 100% know what's going on. But yeah, that's why you can look a little bit for like ping pong trades. You can look for buys and sells at the same time. It's not the best pair right now to trade if you want a clear structure, but yeah, both sides make sense. I would agree that both sides make sense. And yeah, right now we had this technically this price that is pushing to the upside and makes sense, but I wouldn't be surprised as well that we continue the bearish momentum if price goes up here and then continues to the downside after reaching the 0.5% of the fib. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let's now move on until USD/JPY. By the way, if you want to see all the POIs right here, all the levels, can show you. So let's see, this is the level. By the way, everything is recorded, okay? If you want to see the recording, it's gonna be in my free Discord. I'm always posting the recordings. So as you can see right here, this is the free Discord channel. I have the VIP as well, but the recordings are all posted in the free Discord. So you have the free chats right here. And it's all posted right here in the free resources. I have a lot of free resources, and this is the free weekly outlook. So all recordings are always posted there. So if you want to see a recording, if you don't remember a level, a POI, an explanation, you can always go back to the recording and watch it again. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We have as well free breakdown, free resources. So yeah, guys, there's a lot of things, giveaways. So the Discord is available for everyone. Okay, so yeah, this is the level for GPUSD, 1 hour POI here, 4 hour POI here. This is a 1 hour as well, so I'm not showing you the level. This is the 4 hour POI, and this is the 1 hour POI that is the most extreme one. Okay, so guys, let's move on to USD/JPY. USD/JPY, pretty nice pair. Why am I so red? I'm again red. It's fine, guys. Look, I'm so red. I'm creepy. Okay, wait a minute. I'm no longer red. That's fine. Okay, so let's move on into USD/JPY. So USD/JPY, what's going on right here? First of all, we identify the structure. The structure is what? It's bullish. So we're looking for buys, okay? If the structure is bullish, we're following the trend and we're looking for buys. That's it. Nothing complicated. We're looking for buys because it's bullish. So what we're gonna do, first of all, is identify your last break of structure to the upside. The last break of structure to the upside. Here it's tricky because look at this, okay? Some people identifying their break of structures from a body closure to another body closure like I do, or some people identifying their break of structures from a wick to a body closure. According to my strategy, okay, according to how I trade, I'm not saying that it's like the perfect way of doing it, and I know some people are not agreeing with it, but I'm identifying my body closures to another body closures for break of structures. So this means that right here, this is a body closure, you see, and I'm looking for it to close and cross until another body closure right here. So you see right here, this is a body closure, bam, and if it has another body closure above that level, I'm sorry, for me that's a break of structure. If for you that's not a break of structure, that's completely fine. You can as well do exactly like this. From a wick to a body closure, we are happy right here. So at the end of the day, the first thing first, you need to identify your break of structure. When you identify your break of structure, it will give you a range. So in this case, for me, the last break of structure happened right here. So this was my range. As you can see, my range, we swept the liquidity exactly right here, and now we're pushing to the upside. So we have a pretty nice liquidity sweep. Why that's nice? It's because we have a 1 hour POI below, as you can see. In this range, of course, we don't have anything else to do. Why? It's because we already mitigate everything that was available here. right? But we still have a 1 hour POI below, exactly right here. So let me just move it exactly right here so you can see. So we have right here a little 1 hour POI connected to an imbalance. So as you can see exactly right here, we do have a little imbalance right here. That's not the same thing in my opinion. Again, that a fair value gap. A fair value gap, it's between 3 consecutive same color candles. An imbalance is just an empty space where price never came back. So in this case right here, we have a little imbalance between this week and this week. So this is a valid POI according to my strategy. So what do we do with this information? On USDGPY, that means that we have a valid POI right here. We're waiting for the POI mitigation. And then again, we're going to wait for a 15-minute change of character to the upside like this, okay? And we're going to enter at the most extreme POI again. So something like this, stop loss below the low, take profit at the hourly high, and it will give you a pretty nice risk to ratio because we're going from the higher time frame into the lower time frame, entering at the extreme POI, covering the entire range, and that way it will create a really nice trade with extreme precision and a really good risk to ratio. So yeah, that's how the strategy works. For now, we're not entering, we don't do anything, we wait first for this POI mitigation, and we wait second for a 15-minute break of structure / change of character to the upside. If we don't have that, you don't click on buy. If you click on buy, you are not following the strategy and you won't be profitable. That's it. Okay, now let's move on and let's see if we have any questions. Okay, guys. So first things first, when you're doing the last monthly giveaway pick, I'm gonna do it this week. So this week I'm gonna announce the winner for the free VIP access for the thing. No stop loss? Oi, oi, oi. When did I say that I had no stop loss? I never said that there's no stop loss. The trade is always like this. So for example, I can show you a breakdown. We're gonna go on GPY. This is the trade that happened on the previous week. That's the next pair. So we're gonna analyze this trade because this is the exact setup that I forecasted on the previous week. Okay, so this is the exact setup that I forecasted on the previous week that hit final take profit. So guys, this was as well a setup that was forecasted completely for free on the weekly outlooks. This was the POI. We were waiting for this POI actually for 2 weeks already. We were having this POI for 2 weeks and we were waiting, and just recently we got the trade that hit the final take profit for 1:1 risk to ratio. So let's analyze this trade right now. So first things first, overall we were bearish, right? Why? It's because we broke structure to the downside here, we broke structure to the downside here, and the last 2 break of structures we had a bearish range. So that means that we were looking for sells. We're not looking for buys, we're always following the overall trend, right? So in this case, we had this range and the previous one right here. When we go back to this point that market started the week, price was already in this area. So the first range, price already destroyed it. We don't really care about it anymore. So what does that mean? It means that we can still have the POIs above to look for an entry and a mitigation. Why? It's because here we have a lot of inducement and liquidity. There is a lot of rest and liquidity here. When it's an overall high, it's a strong point where price will go back up and basically go back here to sweep the inducement or the liquidity, right? So there's a little liquidity here. So now what we can do is to analyze and find our extreme POIs, or just the POIs above this area in this area right here, from this point to this point. So we want to find in this area some valid points of interest. So we're gonna start on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour right here, we don't have anything valid according to my rules, because let me explain you why this POI exactly right here is not valid. The real reason why this POI right here is not valid, it's quite simple. It's because it's just not connected to any fair value gap or imbalance. Let me show you why. Because right here, right, we do have a fair value gap. And now you will tell me, but yes, there is a fair value gap right here. What do you mean it's not connected to the POY? The thing is, it's not. Why? There is an empty space right here, you see? There is a gap between basically the box of the fair value gap and the box of the POY. There is a gap. And this gap is meaning that the POY is invalid. When we're looking for POYs, you don't want to have this gap. You want the two boxes to basically be connected to each other, right? You want them to be closed like this, right? So this means that as this not connected, this fair value gap is not valid. So that means that this this fair value gap is valid, but the POY is not valid. So that means it's shall buy. But if you go on the 1 hour, you'll see right here that we do have two 1 hour POYs that there are valid. So right here and right here, those two 1 hour POYs are valid. Let me explain again why. Because if we take the same concept that we had previously, we do have a fair value gap exactly right here, but you see the difference. The two boxes are connected. So this means that this POY is now valid. Same thing right here. We do have a fair value gap right here and the boxes connected. Yes, the fair value gap got a little bit mitigated, so this got just created as an imbalance, but still, we still have a box that is connected to the POY that is left with an imbalance right here. So this POY is valid. So this is how you can differentiate a valid POY from an invalid POY. So in this case, guys, as you can see, the POYs got mitigated. So let me see, and let's play the price action. Let me delete all of this. So let's extend the POY here. Let's extend the POY here. So let's play the price action and see what happened. So we basically tapped into the POY, as you can see right here. So both of them got mitigated at the same time, right? Both of them got mitigated at the same time. That's pretty cool, but that means that we just take the most extreme one. The one below doesn't mean anything anymore, because at the end of the day, we did mitigate the most extreme POY. So we tapped into the 1 hour POY exactly right here. So this is now when the strategy comes into play. So listen, guys, this is really, really important. Listen up. Right. We mitigated the higher time frame POY first. That's the first step, mitigation of the higher time frame POY. Second step is go on the 15-minute and wait for a 15-minute change of character / break of structure to the downside. You're not just entering right here. If you enter right here, you're gonna get destroyed. So you don't want that. You want to wait for confirmation. So the confirmation, where it is. First of all, you're gonna identify your last break of structure to the upside. In this case, it happened right here. This is the last break of structure to the upside. Then, with this information, you are now able to identify the low that is connected to the previous high. So the low that is connected to the previous high, in this case, it's this low right here. So this is the low, not this one. That's not connected to the previous high. This is the lowest point connected to the previous high, as you can see. So this is the low that you need to wait for your change of character / break of structure to the downside. That happened exactly right here. So now we can look for a trade. So this is your change of character to the downside. Okay, now that's good. That's your second step. The second step is over. Good. Okay, now what do we do next? This is where you're gonna enter into the trade. So first things first, you're gonna set your Fibonacci from the high to the bottom to first of all verify if your POY is above the 0.5% level. So you want to verify if the POY is above this level right here. If it's not, the POY is invalid POY. Right? In this case, it is above because you want to sell. You don't want to buy. If you want to buy, you would be looking below the 0.5. But as you want to sell, you want to look above. So in this case, you do have this 15-minute POY that is the extreme one. As you can see, there is nothing above this POY. You see, there is nothing above here, nothing above here. That's the most extreme POY. POY means points of interest. So you enter right here and same thing, this POY is valid. Why? It's because if you take this box right here, you'll see that it's connected to this little imbalance. And the two boxes are connected to each other. You see there's no empty space in between. So this POY is valid as well. So when you identified your most extreme POY, now you have all the things to enter. That's it. You place your entry limit right here. So you don't enter at market execution, you enter with a limit. So you enter right here at this POY. Your stop loss will be a few pips above the high, covering the entire 15-minute range. So when you cover the entire 15-minute range, you will avoid liquidity sweeps because you don't want to get swept. So this is your entire 15-minute high of your range. So what does that mean? It means that you cover your stop loss this. You don't cover your stop loss like this in the middle of the POY. You don't place it here because you're going to get swept. So add a few extra pips. Same thing, you can add 1 pip to the entry and your stop loss is here. Take profit. Now, what do we do with the take profit? The take profit will be at the hourly low. Okay, the take profit would be at the hourly low. As you can see right here, we have a lot of lows, right? It's kind of messy, okay? But the thing that it's messy, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Why it's not necessarily a bad thing because it's messy, it's because it means there is a lot of inducement here. Like all of those lows are a trend line liquidity, right? So what does that mean? As this is actually a trend line liquidity, as you can see right here, this means that price will react from this point and will have more chances to actually push down, sweep the liquidity right here before pushing up if it wants, or before pushing down again, right? So for take profit final, when it's really messy, we have a lot of things combined with this setup. That's the extreme POY. We swept the liquidity here. We have a lot of resting liquidity here. We got the extreme POY and the risk-reward ratio, you're gonna drag it until this low. So that way, that's the overall low, right? On the 1 hour, it will sweep all the liquidity and it will give you a pretty nice risk-reward ratio for around a 1:5 risk-reward ratio. So let's see what's going on. So as you can see, price basically tapped into the price right here. So price tapped into the POY exactly right here. And from this point, it just reacted and pushed down and hit the final take profit for a 1:5 risk-reward ratio. So this was a textbook setup according to my strategy. You see, there's nothing more. There's nothing more. So I have the high time frame POY, POY mitigation, change of character, entry. There's like 5 steps maximum in the strategy. That's it. You don't need anything complicated when you trade. When you have too much things complicated, you're gonna get like completely lost. And the problem with trading and a lot of videos when you're learning trading on your own is that you try to mix all the concepts together. So it's a really big problem in trading, guys. When you start to mix all your concepts together from all the videos that you learned, you will get completely lost. That's why it's always better to focus on one strategy with simple steps and that's it. You don't need to overcomplicate anything. And in this case, for example, my strategy is super simple. And like you saw, it just has 4 to 5 steps and that's it. You don't need more and you shouldn't be looking for more by adding indicators, other confluences, etc, because at the end of the day, that's just gonna make it worse. So okay guys, so let's continue now with the other pairs. So guys, someone said, is POY the same thing as order block? Yeah, it's similar, depending on your rules. It depends of how you're looking for it, but yes, POY and order block are synonyms basically, like fair value gap imbalance, you know, it's all synonyms. Okay, so this was for GP, GPY. Now, for the next week, we don't really have anything to do. What we can wait for is that we gotta break to the upside here, you see? We're gonna break to the upside, so we can see if it continues to push up. If it continues to push up, we can change back to bullish, but for now, we're still bearish, so that's pretty much it. But for now, there's nothing else to do. Okay, now let's see if we have any other questions before going on USD CHF. But just to go quickly on USD CHF, guys, before even taking the questions, we don't have anything on USD CHF according to my strategy right now. We are right now in this extreme area, in this extreme POY exactly right here, but we're already reacting from it, as you can see. but the trade already reacted and reached the final take profit that was this hourly high. Of course, I'm not entering on the higher time frame, I'm entering on the lower time frame, but in this case there was a little issue with this trade, and the fact is that the 15-minute high was here. This is the 15-minute that we needed to break for our change of character, and price already basically reached the final take profit without tapping us back into the extreme entry in this area right here. So yeah, that's why USD CHF, there's nothing going on right now because we're in the middle of nowhere at that moment. Okay, so now let's look at the questions. There's a question about what is the criteria for driving a valid POY. I have a lot of videos on my social media about how to identify a valid POY. So if you just go on my social media, you can scroll down into the tutorials, and there is a video about how to identify a valid POY, and even a video to practice POYs together. So yeah, but it's basically the opposite color candle connected to a fair value gap or imbalance that hasn't been mitigated yet. Alex, I used your same strategy and I caught the same trade and got 1-to-9 risk to ratio on GPY. That's good. That's perfect. You know, really happy that you caught this trade as well. So congratulations. That's amazing. Someone said where we can find the steps. You can see as well on my social media, guys. There's a lot of videos about my strategy if you want to see. So now let's answer some questions on YouTube. Someone said, can you post your Discord link? The Discord link is directly on my bio on all the social medias as well. So if you go in the description, if you're looking at YouTube, if you go in the description, you'll have the social media and the link in bio. You'll have the free Discord link there. Market has been moving different since last month. I mean, that's true because right now we're coming close to like December, November, like, you know, December, November is the months where there's less volume because people are like taking vacations, it's the holidays. So yeah, December and November are not the best months. I mean, November still it's fine. December, some years are really, really bad. And in August, same thing. The summer, August is really not that good as well. I noticed for the past 3 months price action has been weird. Yeah, the price action has been weird for the past months, but we need to adjust, and at the end of the day, if you just look at the long term, you will get back to normal. It's just that it's the price action right now, it's really not crazy right now. That GPY, was it during London or New York you took the trade? GPY, the trade that we had right here, the break of structure happened during Sydney session, basically. So it happened right here. So for my time zone, I'm still awake during Sydney. So my limit got placed in this area right here. And if you're trading London, you could have placed your limit. So basically all time frames in all sessions were able to catch this position. Okay. So let's see. Where's the hourly high? I explained it. What if you wait for confirmation the 15-minute trade? Because I took the 2 candlestick on the 15-minute POY. I'm looking at the ranges. I've made a video on For Traders YouTube channel about market structure. I really recommend you to go see it because it's always the high connected to the previous low that you take your pullback. Can you elaborate more about the 2 candlestick valid pullback? So yeah, I'm gonna do like some refresh videos about the 15-minute break of structures, but it's only on the lower time frame that you can take a 2 candlestick pullback for your break of structures / change of characters. Okay, guys, let's move on. So someone said quick analysis on NAS. Yes, we're gonna do that now. And POY equals order block, just to be clear. Yeah, so POY and order block are synonyms. It's not exactly the same, like the same rules, if I can say it like that, but it's really, really similar. Okay, so now let's move on until USD CAD. So USD CAD, same thing. We tapped into a 1 hour POY exactly right here, and we had an amazing reaction. So this 1 hour POY, same thing, was forecasted on the previous week for free during those live streams. So as you can see, 1 hour POY right here, if I just show you the POY, opposite color candle connected to a fair value gap. That's it. And it got mitigated, and amazing reaction, as you can see right here. So this is as well gone. So for next week, we just have the POIs below right here. If you want the levels, this is the level for the first one, that's the level for the second one, and this is what they are looking visually. So yeah, same thing, we're just waiting for the POIs below to be mitigated, and that's pretty much it. AUD USD, we still have nothing interesting according to my strategy. NZD USD, we still have the same thing as on the previous week. So we got our break of structure to the downside exactly right here. So this is the break of structure we had on the previous week on NZD USD. And this created this high and this low for your range. You take your Fibonacci from the high to the low and you identify your valid points of interest. You have one here, so this is the level. You have one here on the 4 hour, that this is the level. And you have as well a 1 hour POI right here. So if you go on the 1 hour, you'll see that you have a 1 hour POI right here. Looks like there's no fair value gap. That's what I was explaining on the previous week too. Looks like there's no fair value gap. So you think, that's POI, that POI is not valid. But the thing is, no, that POI is still valid. Let me explain why this POI is still valid, even if it looks like there's no fair value gap. The real reason is because the fair value gap is tiny, tiny, tiny. And sometimes you need to zoom. Like, don't be afraid to zoom in, because if you zoom in, look what appears. Wow, a fair value gap, you see? So even if it looks like on the higher time frame there's no fair value gap, if you zoom in, you'll see that there is a little fair value gap here. So the POI is valid. So don't get fooled that you see that there is no fair value gap, because that's wrong. And if you zoom in, this POI is valid because it's contained in, because it's connected to a fair value gap exactly right here. So that's all the POIs we have on NZD USD. And we can go as well on Euro GBP. So Euro GBP, same thing. We had a beautiful trade right here that we caught from the POI that I forecasted again for completely free on the previous week right here. Of course, we had as well some trades that we caught. Some trades that we caught as well in the VIP community, but all of the POIs on the major pairs were forecasted on the previous week for free. So yeah, we had a trade right here on Euro GBP, same thing, that hit a pretty nice restored ratio, but this is gone. Now we have a new range, and now we have a new range right here and new POIs. So we have a new POI exactly right here on, okay, I got kicked out. Okay, no longer kicked out. Okay, perfect. So we have a 4 hour POI exactly right here. This POI as well is connected to this little imbalance there. So it's a valid POI on the 4 hour. And we can go as well on the 1 hour exactly right here. So the 1 hour, there is nothing in this case. As you can see, nothing, nothing, nothing. So we only have the 4 hour POI exactly right here, and that's it. There is nothing else in this case. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. For Euro GBP, this is the range, and this is the only POI left to look for an entry in this new range that just happened. So now we're done for Forex. We're done for major Forex pairs. We're gonna move on into the indices and gold. Okay, so keep an eye open for people who were saying gold please, NAS please. We're going to NAS and gold now. So let's first start with NAS. What's going on with NAS right here? First of all, let's look at the range, okay? What's going on with the range? First of all, we are really bullish, right? Overall, we're really bullish. But the two breakout structures, where are they? So we have a break here and we have a break here, as you can see. So this creates basically a huge range. In this huge range, the only points of interest left is this 1 hour POI here at that exact level right here, as you can see. If I'm going to show it to you on the 1 hour, you'll be able to see it exactly here too, connected to this little imbalance, as you can see. So this is the only valid POI left according to my strategy on NAS. That's it. There is nothing else. Now we broke structure to the downside here. And we broke structure to the downside here again. So we had two break of structures to the downside. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that we necessarily are now bearish, but it still means that we can now look for counter trend sells, because counter trends are valid after two breaks. Our reversal is only valid after we have the overall low here broken too. But as this is still two break of structures to the downside, what we can do, we can consider it as a valid counter trend. So right here on the 4-hour, we do have this 4-hour POI right here connected to this little imbalance slash fair value gap right here. So this is a 4-hour POI counter trend. What do we do with 4-hour POI counter trends? We are lowering your risk. So the POI is valid, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing we do is to lower your risk when price taps into it. Okay, and there's nothing else on the 4 hours, so we can go on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we do have as well this 1 hour POI exactly right here. That is as well a 1 hour POI counter trend. Let me show it. It's exactly right here. And that's it. So we have two POIs counter trend right here for NAS to look for some sells. And if you look at the previous range on top right here, there is nothing. So we're going to see how it's going to develop by the time it reaches that point. But for now, we do have some counter trend here and the buy. So we can actually play both sides. We can look for buys and sells right here. And now if you go on gold, guys, same thing. Gold, I know a lot of people are trading gold, but right now there is nothing to do on gold according to my strategy. It's really, really boring for the past 2 months. Like it's been, 1 month if we say like that. So for the past month, it's been really, really boring. By the way, thank you for the little heart. I really appreciate it. I just saw it right here on my head. So thank you. But yeah, for gold, there's nothing going on. For my strategy, it's really, really boring, and we don't do really much anything right here. We're still waiting for the POIs in the POI on the 1 hour in the bottom right here. It's really bullish, but this is all internal. Like what's going on right here, it's all internal because the previous range was here, right? So when we got this break of structure, all of this is now internal, so nothing much going on at all for gold right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Really, really boring. And yeah, so that's it for all the pullbacks. Oh, let's just do US30 for the last thing. So US30, we have a last break of structure to the upside right here, creating this low and this high, and we had a 4-hour POI, as you can see right here. So what does that mean? It means that we tapped into the POI and now we can look for an entry. So right here we had a 2 candlestick pullback. So this is your 15-minute change of character, and we can now identify our extreme POIs. We have a 15-minute extreme one right here, so you can place your entry limit there, stop loss below the low, as you can see, and take profit final would be at the hourly high. So you see right here, there is a little problem. The hourly high, it's this little pullback. It's really, really small, that's true. But the next available hourly high, it's way too far away. But the thing is, this hourly high, as you can see, the risk-reward ratio is less than 104, as you can see. So that's bad. That's not good. So what do we do with this information? We can refine the POI if it's possible. In this case, there is no refinement on the 5 minutes, but let's see if on the 1 minute there is a refinement. And unfortunately, there is no refinement right here on the lower time frame. So there is no refinement here. This is already mitigated. This is already mitigated. So as there's no refinement possible, the only other option would be to wait for a 1 minute break of structure here again. So basically what we did on a higher time frame, you do it on a lower time frame right here, because this will allow you to refine the entry a little bit more and have a better risk-reward ratio. So 1 to 2.7 for a take profit final is really not that good. If you want to target higher, and like something right here, the problem is that there is really nothing to target. So by the time price reaches this high, it can just sweep liquidity and push down, so you can get like completely kicked out, and you really don't want that. So the best case scenario would just be to refine it, and that's it. because right now the risk-reward ratio is just not really valid according to the rules. And again, for me, a good risk-reward ratio is above 104, 103 for take profit 1 and 104 for take profit final. In this case, as the take profit final was at 102.7, that's not a good risk-reward ratio. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Someone said trail your stop loss. I'm not trailing my stop loss because it doesn't make sense really with my strategy. I already have a stop loss put to break even at take profit 1, and sometimes price pull down and then continue to push up. So if I trail my stop loss, I'm gonna lose the profits if price just wants a better pullback, and that's just not in the rules of my strategy. So yeah, guys, that's it for the live stream weekly outlook. So of course, again, if you missed anything, if you joined late, if you joined like right now, everything is recorded. Like I was explaining, everything is recorded. It's gonna be posted on the Discord. The link will be posted on the free Discord that I have, and it's right here. So this is the free Discord, free resources. All the weekly outlooks are here. So if you have any questions, you can always go back to the weekly outlooks and rewatch the videos, rewatch the pairs that you missed or the setups that you don't remember. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now, for the free weekly outlook, it's done, but we're not over yet. We have one last thing to do, and one last thing to do is the giveaway. So we're gonna do a giveaway for a free 6K challenge on For Traders, because this live streams are in collaborations with the prop firm For Traders, ranked number 3 on prop firm match with 4.6 stars out of 5. So the best prop firm as well. They nominated me basically 1 year ago in Prague for an award, as many as other really high and successful traders. Anyway, we're doing a giveaway because it's in collaboration with For Traders, and they're giving away every single week in the live stream a free 6K challenge. So how to participate in the giveaway? It's really simple. If you are on TikTok, you need to move to YouTube if you want to participate in the giveaway. So it's really simple. First of all, you just need to go on YouTube and look for the For Traders YouTube channel. So you just write For Traders. Let me show you. So you just write For Traders. Let me show you right here. So right here, as you can see, you write For Traders, and it's gonna be this weekly outlook exactly right here that is currently in live. As you can see, that's the same live that we're doing at the same place. So this is today's live, and you just click on it and you join, because I'm gonna end the live stream on TikTok. Okay, I'm gonna end the live stream on TikTok, and I'm only gonna do the giveaway on YouTube. So yeah, guys, if you want to participate in the giveaway, you just need to transfer exactly right here, and that's it. You're gonna be able to participate. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the live stream right now on TikTok, and if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to just DM me as well, because I answer all questions on my social media. So if you want to DM me, you can on Instagram or wherever you want. Most likely on Instagram, because I see my messages there more. And if you want to join the free community, it's in the bio. So yeah, guys, transfer on YouTube if you want to participate in the giveaway. Okay, so we ended the live stream right here. We ended the live. Okay, so now let's wait for people to join. Guys, do you have guys, do you have any connection problems? Someone said that I froze. Is it everything is going on well? Just confirming that you're still with me now. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for people to wait. I'm gonna wait for people right here. This is the live, and perfect. So guys, just to re-explain you how the giveaway will work, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna ask you a question about a subject that we talked about this this live stream. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So for example, how to say 5 valid POI, you know, something like that, with multiple choices answers. So for example, A, B, C, D, okay? And the person who gets the right answer, the first 5 people, I mean, now we're how much? 32. Okay, so the first 7 people who got the right answer will be put in a random wheel of names right here. So as you can see right here, your name will be placed right here. I'm gonna spill the wheel of names, and the person who wins will win the free funded account. So again, get ready and don't pre-shot your answer. If you pre-shot your answer, if you write your answer without seeing the question and you just go with luck, you'll be disqualified. I know there is a lag in the live stream. So what I'm saying, something, there is a lag when I know you cannot answer yet, you know, so I will know if you pre-shot an answer, okay? So don't pre-shot any answer. If not, you'll get disqualified. And as well, only your first answer counts. If you put 2 answers or you change your answer, that won't count. So when you put a letter, make sure it's your final answer, okay? Okay. So guys, let me just write the question down exactly right here, right now, and we'll see. Okay. Okay, so this is the question. Let me just write the last answer. Okay, so guys, okay, so again, I'm repeating the rules. You write A, B, C, D. You're not pre-shotting the answer, right? So you're writing A, B, C, D. You're not pre-shotting the answer. You have only one answer that is possible. The first 7 people who got the right answer will be put in the name of wheels exactly right here. I will spin it and the winner will go and receive a free 6K funded account on For Traders. So guys, as well, it's based on how I see right here. So it's based on how I see the people. So if, for example, I saw that this person got it first, this is second, third, first, fifth, I will base myself on how I see the chat, not how on you see, because of internet connections, it can depend, okay? So, are you ready, guys? 3, 2, 1, go. So, the question is, if the POI isn't connected to the fair value gap or imbalance, can we still consider it valid? A, yes, it's valid because the fair value gap is still there. B, no, it's not valid because it needs to be completely connected. C, it depends of the context and the structure. And D, none of the above. So there's no valid answer. So let's see. Okay, so we have some answers. That was a pretty easy question. I was talking about it like 7 times this week or during the live stream. So okay, yeah. So perfect. So let's see what is the right answer now. So the right answer is B. So no, it's not valid because it needs to be connected completely. So the two boxes, like I was explaining, needs to be completely connected with each other. So the POI and the frivolous gap / imbalance needs to be connected without any empty space. So the right answer was B. Okay, so now let's put the people who got it right in the wheel of names. So we have this first person. So we are 7, right? 7 people right here. So bam, bam, bam. This is the third. We have the fourth right here. This one is wrong. This one right here is right. Let me copy your name. Okay. And then we're missing 2. So this person got it right too. And this person right here got it right too. Okay, guys. So 7 first people who got it right according to how I see it. So let me just verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. So guys, let's spin the name of wheels and see who is the lucky winner. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. So let's see who will win the free 6K challenge on For Traders, and looks like it's Lawrence. So congratulations to you, Lawrence. You are the winner for the free 6K funded account. Let me just open your name so you can see your YouTube channel. So let me see right here. Open the YouTube channel. So this is the winner exactly right here. So what you can do is just to contact me on Instagram and just send me a proof that this is your YouTube channel. Just screenshot or take a video recording of your dashboard so we can just prove that this is your YouTube channel, and I'm gonna send you a promo code for a free 6K challenge. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining for this live stream. It was really appreciated, and we're gonna see each other next Saturday at the exact same time for another one. And of course, everything has been recorded and it will be posted in the Discord right here. If you have any other additional questions, don't hesitate to just DM me on Instagram. Anyway, my social media is in the description of this live stream. And yeah, have a nice end of the day, and we're gonna see each other next week.